Welcome to the Level Up Podcast, presented by the Ultimate Gamer, a show that features conversations with trailblazers, thought leaders, risk takers, decision makers, celebrities, athletes, and investors who are defining the gaming and eSports space. On Level Up, we take a journey into this dynamic industry and start to decode and reveal who and what's making news. It's about connecting, and it's about sharing the stories and vision of the people who make gaming and eSports a global phenomenon. And now, please welcome your host, student of the game, and connector to the eSports community, Tommy Knapp.
What's up, everyone? I'm Tommy Knapp, and this is an all-new episode of the Level Up Podcast presented by the Ultimate Gamer. On today's show, I have a conversation with HipHopGamer Williams, a gaming media personality, journalist, host, and content creator. This guy's legit. Hip Hop came ready to play from the second we linked up. His energy was infectious and contagious and nearly impossible to match. And unlike so much of today's reality programming, it was authentic and very real. It's just who he is. Passionate gamer, soundbite content creator, and wise man way beyond his in-depth video game reviews. From the incredible work he is doing around gaming and guidance to his sage advice for CEOs and investors who might be trying to enter the space, every word that hip-hop uttered seemed to come from his brain to his heart and finally through his soul before they left his mouth. With a nod to and much gratitude for his grandma, hip-hop has taken his early lessons in life and, no joke, is changing the world. With a final word about character is your currency, he sets his game on save state and gets ready to level up for our conversation. Hold on tight. You are about to witness the strength of street knowledge with Gerard, HipHopGamer.
Yo, what's up, T? What's going on? Can you hear me, baby?
I can hear you, man.
All right, cool. Perfect. That's what I'm talking about, baby.
Everything good? I'm good, man. How about you?
Man, I'm blessed, man. I'm doing great. You know what I'm saying? My little cousin, she graduated today from John Jay College, so we had a nice special joint, for her at the crib. So that was dope. Then
where's John Jay College?
John Jay is I believe that's in Manhattan, downtown Manhattan.
Okay.
So like that, Midtown, I believe. It's like that. So she just graduated from there. So that was great. We celebrated that today. Got the interview today, with you. Excited about that. Got the Last of Us 2 State of Play stream after this. And then I got some other interviews and things that I'm working on in a major way right now. So I'm very excited, man.
Wow, man. Well, there obviously there's a ton going on, right, man? You got a lot going on. So I think probably I don't normally do this. I kind of walk into, hey, what's going on? Like you just said, graduate from college, yada yada yada, for maybe 10 minutes. But I think you've got way too much going on, and I would just love to get straight into your backstory so you can kind of give listeners an idea of what you've done in the past, and then we can get into all of the different projects that you're working on right now.
Definitely. So, just to give y'all a background on who I am, you know what I'm saying? My real name is Gerard Williams, born and raised Brooklyn, New York, East New York area. My grandmother, she was the one who taught me how to play video games. So I've been playing video games all my life because of my grandmom's. It's like she used it as a tool to keep me off the street, but she also used it as a tool to teach me about life. Because in life, you have levels, and in life, you got challenges. And no matter what however you feel about them, you don't want to keep dying. You know what I'm saying? You want to be able to achieve and progress and get through these stages, in your life, and there's a way to do them. So she used video games as a parallel to how life works. And between video games and church, that's how, what pretty much shaped my life, by putting God first and understanding the beauty in the struggle. So
that's awesome, man. That's awesome. So, there's a quote that I saw once, and I want to let you know this because I don't know if you know it, because I don't know if you can see on your screen, but you have a green screen behind you, right?
Yeah.
So the green screen is a little off center. Like is that cool? Because if you turn,
I see what you're saying. Oh,
yeah,
like that?
Yeah.
Oh, it's
I got you.
Yeah, it's kind of gonna stay like that. Like, yeah.
Yeah, but
I'm sorry.
No worries, man. But there was a quote, like you said something right at the beginning, and I think I've seen it before. It says something about I don't game, or gamers, something about gamers don't have one life. They game because they can have many lives.
Yeah. It's like, I know exactly what you're talking about. It's like, you know, we don't lose, we level up.
Right.
You know, something like that. Yeah. So, nah, and we got 99 lives. That comes from the cheat code in Super Mario Brothers, where you take the turtle and the turtle is on a step right before you get the flag, and when you jump on the turtle, it keeps going in a loop, so you can get 99 men.
Right.
So that's where that comes from, man.
Yeah.
You see, matter of fact, this is the shirt.
That's the shirt right there.
That's so crazy. This is the shirt. Bro, listen.
Didn't even know it.
This was not planned. Like,
right.
Listen, this was not planned. This literally happened organically. I wasn't even thinking. This is the actual shirt from what we just talked about. Yep. This is the shirt where you get your 99 men.
99 lives, baby.
Oh, level up. Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah. So keep us going. Yeah. Church. You left off at church.
Yeah, so, you know, with church, so, you know, as I got older and everything, I got discovered by a gentleman by the name of Torrance Davis. And when I got discovered by Torrance Davis, because I was just doing my show in my bedroom, you know what I'm saying, next to my grandmother's room and everything like that. And I was just doing my HipHopGamer show. And I got discovered by a gentleman by the name of Torrance Davis. And when I got discovered by him, that's how I got a chance to go to E3. And you already know, like, E3, that's a Super Bowl of the game industry. So when I got an opportunity to go there, I did some major interviews with, like, Aaron Greenberg, who's a Microsoft executive, Hideo Kojima, you know, creator of Metal Gear, like, so many amazing people. And it's the first time the industry as a whole ever seen somebody like me in it to represent journalism. You know what I'm saying? A dude that's, like, wears heart on his sleeve, crazy, passionate, excited, black, like, you know, like, just everything, you know, just real raw. And in the industry, you know, they always try to tell you to be reserved and be professional, and you're supposed to do something like this. And that's not me. Like, you know, to me, the way I define professionalism or whatever is loving what you do and doing the best you can at it, and what you know, the impact that you're leaving. That's professional to me.
That's professional. And you know what else that is? That's what everybody always says in the gaming industry is authentic, right? That's authentic.
Yeah, that's real. You know what I'm saying? Just like my name is HipHopGamer, you got to be authentic in what you say you are and what you say you love, period. So I did that at E3. And then when I came back from E3, it was just, like, huge. Articles about me all over the place. Everything started to grow. So that led into my partnership with Hot 97. So the way that happened is from 2000 to 2014, I was the supervisor in the mailroom for every record label. So I worked for Def Jam Records, Interscope, Universal Music Group, like, you name it, I was there. And it was my job to know everybody because, you know, I'm in the mailroom. So I built so many relationships over the years, and shout out to my man, Davey D. He's the one that said, yo, you should talk to Hot 97, like, for real. So I did a red carpet one day, and Peter Rosenberg and Ebro and all of them was there. And I interviewed Peter Rosenberg. The interview was so good that we had a meeting at the office, and I was telling them, how come y'all don't utilize gaming for your, you know, for your business value?
Your platform, right?
Yeah, for the platform. And so we had a few conversations back and forth, and then we managed to do a partnership with, you know, HipHopGamer and Hot 97, and I became the first ever digital personality with Hot 97 with this particular deal. And that's what led to Logitech. So the people over at Logitech love them. That's family right there. And a lot of them used to be with NVIDIA. So that's how I, you know, knew them, because I'm in the media. I'm covering everybody's products. So when I met up with you, Jesh, and Peter, and, like, you know, so many other people, Andrew, like, so many people I could go, Curtis, like, it's a lot. It's a lot. Right. But I met up with all these people at EA's E3 showcase. And when I met up with them, I was like, yo, we should definitely do something with the Logitech G brand, because they got their gaming brand. So conversations one led to another, and I wound up partnering with Logitech G. And then after that, partners just kept coming around.
Can you kind of tell me a little bit about that? What does that partnership entail? What does that look like when you say you're in a partnership with Logitech G?
Okay, so the partnership with Logitech G came from, so my boy Ujesh, he has 2 daughters, and they they play online, they play games, and they was met with a lot of racism going online. So the thing is, he was like, yo, I've been in this business for a long time. We sell millions of products and make a lot of money and everything. But for the second half of my duration being here with this company, I want to do something that means more than just selling products. Yeah. So he took it upon himself to say, let's figure out something that we could do that's beyond just what we sell, something that we could affect the community with and do things like that. So I was like, yo, gaming and guidance. So that's how Gaming and Guidance was born, because it was a couple of things. A friend of mine named Tavon, he's a school teacher, and I met him at the doctor's office when I was with my son, and I had a gold Legend of Zelda book bag on, and he was like, okay, this guy's got to be a gamer. So so we came together, and we all together, we put together Gaming and Guidance. So now that we put that together, that's how the partnership with Logitech kind of came in, because we figured out a way to change the narrative of the negativity that was going on in the gaming world and racism and everything like that. We just came together and put together an amazing program where we have a weekly show called We Got Game. We got the Gaming and Guidance Project that we do once a month, and that's growing tremendously. And, game streams, branding, just talking about it, being a part of the cultural conversation with everything that's happening with games. Like, for example, PlayStation 5 and Series X is coming out this year. We are part of that conversation. So it's all of those things in one, and just being very inclusive, bringing everybody together. And it's just been incredible. Logitech is truly an incredible company.
That's very cool. So is that actually in brick and mortar? Is that in the schools itself, or is it all a digital platform?
No, it's in the schools itself. So when it comes to the Gaming and Guidance, once a month, well, pre coronavirus,
right?
Yeah, free corona. We every month we go to a school and we have an eSports battle on stage, and then we have a panel discussion about love, bullying, how to make money in gaming, all these other things. But we keep it real. So even if it's kids, or even if it's kids in high school, whatever, it's very real. There's no question you can't ask. We get involved with the conversations. So for example, one of the last ones that we did before we went digital with it was we talked about Pop Smoke, because Pop Smoke, the rapper from Brooklyn, he got killed, and we talked about that. And this one girl started crying because it reminded her of a situation with her cousin recently, because her cousin had got killed. And we just have real conversation. But a lot of these kids, man, they're very wise, man. A lot of times they get written off because they're young, but they know so much. And I just think we all need to listen to one another so we can help one another that way. So man, it's real. It's real.
That's an amazing platform, man. That's I mean, I can't even imagine being in an event like that. Do you get a good audience? I mean, and so who's on the panel? Are you moderating that panel? Who do you bring along as far as experts go to share their history and their background and their experience with the kids? And then I'm sure, just like anything, right? Just like you said, I actually learn a ton more, I think, from kids sometimes than they learn from me.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So one, I have a team, and the team is me, my homegirl Melissa, my homegirl Miss B, Tavon Skinner, and my boy DJ Sparks. So that's the team right there. Also, what I did was I did a partnership with the NYPD and the New Jersey PD, and the Board of Education as well. I'm working with that as well. So I like to set it up to where you got cops and the kids, and they play the game together.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because I want to show them that you can have a bonding moment. So regardless of what we see on TV, for example, we just seen that white cop killed the black dude. That happens all the time. But to be real, not every white cop or black cop is a bad cop, and not every black guy is out there trying to rob somebody. You know what I'm saying? That's not how it is, even though the media will show certain things a certain way because they're trying to tell narratives. On our program with Gaming and Guidance, we keep it as authentic as possible to try to figure out how to fix the issues that we constantly see in the world every day. So that's why it's been powerful, because the kids actually get a voice this time. because we ask them questions. We let them tell us stuff so we can properly guide and everything as well and learn from them. So that's what's been remarkable about the program. So that's gaming and guidance in a nutshell in terms of that way. I even got I'll let you know this, but like shout out to my boy Diego. He's a police officer in Jersey. He got me a H2 Hummer, and I'm getting a Hummer wrap so it could be the official Logitech G HipHopGamer truck. Nice. And we're going to be going to people's houses. We're going to be going to different events, projects, facilities, retail locations, everywhere. And we're going to have the gaming system in the back of the truck. So we're going to be playing with people. We're going to have like celebrities, sometimes with us, like going to their old neighborhoods and really bringing the community together to play games and then have a discussion on how we can make the communities better. So I bring people like that with me to gaming and guidance too. So it's fire, B.
So listen, so that's such an amazing program. Right now, is it basically just in New York and New Jersey? Can you scale this? Can you bring on partners? Because obviously you can't do all of these locations on your own, but this is something that's really, really, really important. And it looks like you guys have got an excellent model to kind of get out there and scale.
Yeah. So we already did South Carolina. There was a principal that saw our video, because all the videos that we do with the kids is on Hot 97 and Logitech G platforms. So one of the principals saw it, and they flew us down there. The whole team flew us down there, took care of everything, and we did it for their school, and it was incredible. We played Dragon Ball FighterZ that day. It was crazy, and the kids loved it. It was amazing, actually, man. It was really overwhelming. So can this be done at scale? Of course. Like, everything that I do is specifically designed to be at scale. That's why I'm very strategic with what I, put my energy behind. Yep. So the digital version that we're doing now is exactly one of the things that's able to scale globally because it's digital. And then in terms of the truck, like in terms of the Logitech G truck, that's wherever I go. So let's say I'm going to LA for a gaming event and stuff like that. I can have, like, I'm looking to do partners with like car rental services, like, or used car sales people, whatever. So wherever city I go to, there would be a Logitech G truck that I'll have access to make those moves no matter where I go, state to state. Yep. Bro, it's crazy.
Yeah, I love that. I love that program. I think it's amazing. Like, I could talk about that for the rest of the show. Like that. I seriously, I think that's how important that is. And based on what you said, I could just see where kids would really get behind it, and it would be very interactive and it'd be very engaging. And I think that's the important thing. A lot of times the programs that are trying to be pushed on kids and they just don't embrace them because they don't feel real to them. This seems like it's real.
Yeah, matter of fact, like the last one that we did, which was the digital one, I utilized The Division, like a video game, Tom Clancy's The Division. I used that game because that game is about a pandemic and we're living in one. Yeah. So in the game, right, it was so fire the way we did it, because in the game, right, it talks about how someone took a virus and put it in money. So when Black Friday came, or the money or the cash that was being exchanged caused a big pandemic in New York. And like the post office across the street from Madison Square Garden was turned into your base of operations, and Madison Square Garden was a hospital. Right. In the video game. And it talks about all these things. So what I did was I used the video game as a parallel of what we're living in today. And some of the kids that didn't know anything about the game is now interested in the game, because the game gives a lot of information on things that we living in right now, which is scary. So it's like, oh man, bro, it's different. It's definitely different.
Well, it is, but I love that. And I've talked to the people from Games for Change the other day. I talked to DJ Moron. I don't know if you know those guys, but they do, they have these competitions, a student challenge, where it's really about real life issues and figuring them out through gaming. And it sounds like you're doing that exact same thing. Amazing stuff, man. So keep us going. So obviously that's one of the things that you're doing, which to me is extremely impressive and really necessary in the community right now. What else are you doing? Because I know you got a lot going on.
Yeah, so like another thing that I'm doing right now is I've been working with a lot of different businesses to help them grow and understand the gaming world. And so, like, for example, right, since this coronavirus happened, you see so many companies doing like gaming battles and like digital game, like get this celebrity here, do this and do that, and bring it together. So what I've been trying to do is teach them that, look, like gaming should be a part of your actual business model. Like, so I don't care if you have a car company. I don't care if you bounty with towels. Like, it don't matter. Right. Gaming should be a core part of everybody's company. If not, you are losing, because everybody is a gamer. And what I mean by that is whether you're on your phone, I don't care if it's Tetris or if it's Uncharted 4 or God of War, whatever. Everybody at some point games because the way the entertainment platform works. So when you look at movies and you look at music, it's great entertainment, but it's one way. You're just listening to it or you're watching it. With games you're interacting and you have control. And just human nature, we all want control over something. It could be something major or it could be something small. But having a sense of control, saying that you was responsible for something that happened, means a lot. You know what I mean? It makes you feel valuable in a world that can make you feel unvaluable.
It's so funny when you say that. Did you see, like, when the pandemic first happened? Do you remember, like, the toilet paper issue? You remember you couldn't find toilet paper anywhere, and psychiatrists were saying the only reason we're out of toilet paper is because people need control. They need to control something, and buying toilet paper was one of those things that they felt that they could control. So that's an interesting issue. Yeah. So how do you reach out to these companies? Because I agree with you, by the way. I keep talking about the fact that anybody that's got any business should be involved in gaming and esports because there's so much opportunity. So who are you reaching out to? Who are you talking to, and how are you educating them?
Okay, so one, a lot of them reach out to me. So that's the first thing. A lot of companies reach out to me. But what I do is, like, as a journalist, I'm not just a journalist in gaming anymore. I'm a journalist in life. Because being a journalist is all about finding the facts and figuring out what you've learned. How can that help people? That's what, to me, like, journalism is about. So let's say I'm watching a commercial, right? And I see like an Old Spice commercial or something like that, or whatever it is. And I'm like, okay, people are looking at the commercial for the sake of the commercial. I'm looking at the commercial from the sake of how can I bring value to what they're doing,
right?
With what I know in gaming. Right. That's how I look at everything. How can I bring value to you with what I know and specialize in that can help you grow permanently? And when I mean permanently, gaming, it doesn't matter if it's a pandemic. It doesn't matter if it's a recession. It don't matter what. When it comes to gaming, it always grow. Always. Right. Always grow. There's a reason to that. So my thing is, I want to make sure that no matter what happens, everybody will have an area to grow in utilizing a gaming platform. So that's how I assess companies. So I'll give you an example. Def Jam Records, right? A lot of record labels is trying to utilize their artists, do things in gaming and stuff like that. So one of the things that I did with Def Jam is I said, yo, look, the only way this is going to work is if you go to E3 and check it out for yourself. You got to, like, you can't copy and paste what you know over here and bring it over here and think it's going to work. And you can't just take a boatload of money and think it's going to work. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. If it ain't authentic, it's not going to work. And the only way to get authentic is to get knee deep, get your hands dirty to understand what we about. Yeah. So that's the first thing that I educate companies on. I let them know that they're not special. I don't care how much money you got in the bank. I don't care how big you are. I don't care what you think you are. When it comes to this here, you're not special. We don't care. Right. Unless you get involved. So it's humbling to see them, to see someone like myself tell them that you ain't special and we don't care. Right. Unless you really here. So that's one of the ways I work with them.
Yeah, no, and I love that. So tell me about if you've had any of these experiences, because like right now we're on Zoom, right? We're interacting this way. You get on a phone call, you get on a conference call. That's one thing. Have you been in a boardroom yet where you've actually sat across from somebody, whether it's the CEO of BMW or Target or some Fortune 500 company, where you've actually gone that real with them? When you told them, listen, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. So in a boardroom, I've been in boardroom like meetings, not with that level.
Yeah, what CEO, I'm saying is, but breaking it down. breaking it down to somebody that's not used to getting it broken down to them that way. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. I've done that before with CEOs of plenty of companies. Like that's not an issue. But a lot of it was obviously digital. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like how we're now. But I will tell you this. And the only reason why this person will remain nameless, because I don't say a name unless it's okay to do so out of
don't
respect.
Throw anybody under the bus.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah, I ain't gonna do that. But I will say this. I had a major meeting with BET. Right?
Yep.
And when I was speaking to them about, the gaming stuff and everything like that, they was all excited about it. They wanted to do it. And I'm like, okay, great. But y'all not taking the necessary steps to do it. So do you really want to do this? Or you just trying to like one off, or what you really want out of this? So after a few meetings back and forth, here's what changed everything. So I was told from BET that black girls don't game, that black women don't play games.
Right.
And when I was told that, I was like, what? Like, yo, I had to show the stats. I showed the data. I showed everything. What are you talking about? See, the problem is, a lot of these companies, they want to take everything they can from gaming because they know gaming is number one, but don't want to put nothing into it that means anything to the culture that they're trying to be a part of. So at the same time, so I'll give you an example. The same way you could look at somebody and call them like a culture vulture, how they just here to take, and you get mad at that, you're doing the same thing that you say that you're mad at.
Right.
And then you expect to win here.
Right.
Like, you understand what I'm saying? So that's just one example, and trust me, there's plenty more.
Right.
But that's just one example with a major company where I'm like, yo, y'all have no clue what y'all talking about, and you're going to lose in this area. With that mentality, you're going to lose.
Yeah.
Period. And I'll tell you this, if you look at BT right now, do they have a gaming stuff like that? No. But there's things happening right now that I can't speak on.
Right.
That when those things do happen, BET is going to be put in a corner to do so.
I see everything you're saying makes sense. And I see that that's like, to bridge that gap is really important, because I think a lot of people just want to do things the easy way, right? They just want to, okay, we'll throw money at it. We've got a concept. We'll just do that. And I'll give you an example. For me, when I was talking to my kids, for me to be authentic with my kids and talk about the gaming space, I was like, I played games way back in the day, right? I'm not really a good gamer today. I'll still game today, but I'm not good.
Yeah.
But when and I tell parents this all the time, sit down and play a game with your kids for 10 minutes, just 10 minutes, because you will immediately appreciate and respect what they can do. When I sat down to play Fortnite my very first time, the first time I played Fortnite, dude, I couldn't even fall out of the bus without like looking up at the sky. I couldn't do any of it. And then when I landed on the ground, like, my kids were like, come here. And I couldn't even move to where they were. And I was like, immediately, I had so much respect for who they were. And then I could start talking about what they were doing, their level. I started understanding what the moves were, when they were talking about their skins. And you start understanding the vernacular because I jumped in with them. So how does a CEO, not a CEO, how do like some of the decision makers that are at the level that are spending money? So a lot of your chief marketing officers, your VPs, how did they get? Do you suggest obviously they go to DreamHack and E3 and just game with their kids? What can they do to actually be authentic and be in the game so that when they talk to somebody like yourself or people that are endemic to the space, they have the respect and then they also know exactly what they're getting into?
First thing I would say is they got to go to the events. Like, for example, right? If you are into like cars, or if you want to be a chef or whatever it is you want to do, you got to be around the people that's making it happen. Like, period. So the first thing I would tell any company is go to E3, go to Comic-Con, go to PAX. You know what I'm saying? And go to AnimeCon, go to BlizzCon, like go to all these, go to TwitchCon, go to all these places so you can actually see firsthand yourself what's actually going on. Period. That's the first step to anybody's success, because now you actually get the insight.
Yep.
And when you get the insight, you like whatever you know in any other business or whatever, you can utilize all of those tools once you get the insight from something new. Yeah. So first is getting the insight. That's the second thing. That's first thing. The second thing is talk with the people that's in the leadership positions that's making these things work, that's creating the insight, that's creating the logistics that we follow. So I'll give you an example of what I mean by that so people could be more clear that's going to watch this. So if you look at Epic Games, right, they got Fortnite, they got the Unreal Engine and all this other stuff, right? So like my boy Nick Chester, he's like the community manager, you know what I'm saying, for, you know, Fortnite. He works with Epic Games. The community manager, right? Talk with him, understand how did he get his position? What do you got that other people don't got that gives you the authority to be in the lead for the whole community of such a big game? Mm-hmm. Like, you got to talk to people, learn, understand what they're doing so you could be able to process it and then be like, you know what? I got it. That's the second thing. The third thing, and this is the most important thing, get a team around you that's smarter than you, that knows more than you about this situation. Too many people got egos, man, and too many people live by titles where they got to be the man or they got to be the woman or they got to be the boss. You're going to keep being ignorant. That's what you're going to keep doing. You're going to keep being ignorant. You got to get around people that know this better than you, and you got to take your title and demote yourself in this situation so you can learn from the people that's already leading. And then you've got to empower those people. That's it. Give them position. Like if I'm gonna tell you right now, if I was a CEO and if I was a CEO in a business of music, right? And I'm trying to get into gaming and I know nothing, I'm going to do my best to find all the people that know this way more than me. And I'm going to tell them, look, here's what I got. Here's what I know. Here's what I'm good at. What can I do with what I'm offering to empower y'all to create something so that can benefit the business that we're growing here? Yeah. And then once I get all that feedback from you, then I'm like, okay, here you go. Take it, do what you need to do. I'm not micromanaging nothing. Y'all are in charge. Take it. Let me know what you need the moment you need it, and I got you. Period. Yeah. No, that's great advice. It's great advice. And I want you to keep going. I want you to talk about some of the other things you're doing because I want to know at the end of this about your belt and how you came up with the HipHopGamer. Got you. Yeah, but keep going because there was a couple of things when we got on the previous call. There was a couple of things you were talking about that just sounded very exciting to me. Yeah. So one, my name is HipHopGamer, so I'm an artist. I make songs for video games. So there's a game called Dying Light 2 that's supposed to be coming out this year. And it's supposed to be hitting the PlayStation 5 this year as well. And I wrote a song for that game. And more than likely, that song is going to be either in the game or I'm working on something like bigger to make that special, to make my song the official theme song of the game. Still haven't like talks about that. But being an artist in the gaming industry, wow, it's incredible because it's like when you're playing a game, like currently I'm in Watch Dogs 2. So when you driving around and you go to City Hall, you see my character and you hear my song, and then you put the song in Song Sneak, which is an app in the game, and now you riding around listening to me and my boy DNA, who's a battle rapper. So I said that to say this. A lot of people looking at Travis Scott right now touring in Fortnite. Now think about it. There's no concerts. There's no nothing going on right now, right? But Travis Scott is touring, getting 21 million plus people watching him and his music digitally. Yeah. In a game. Yeah. Now think about this for a second. Yeah. Because remember, I've been talking about this stuff way before it's happening now. You got to remember, I came in the industry officially in 2008 from a professional standpoint, but I've been a gamer all my life. So I've been speaking about these very things that y'all seeing now. I've been talking about these things for over 10 years, bro. Right. So to see it happen is amazing. But think about this for a second. I've been telling record labels these things way before, what's happening now. Right. Imagine if all these record labels jumped on when I told them to. You understand what I'm saying? Because remember, I'm not sure if you know this, but during the PS3 era, from 2006 to I think 2015, that's when there was a cutoff point. They had this app called PlayStation Home that was inside PlayStation 3. And I was like one of the first journalists, or I think the first journalist ever, to be inside PlayStation Home. So people walked around with the belt as me in the PlayStation Home, over 75 million users, and I was in every single PlayStation, right? And we had battle raps, we had our own houses, our own spaces, all of that back in 2006, bro. Right. So my thing is, it's like, that's one thing that I would definitely say now, like that I got going on, is the music side of things, helping out record labels and artists to get a better footing in the gaming industry, so they could grow their revenue. So even if you can't go to a concert and perform, if you can't do meet and greets, or that revenue slowed down, so what? In the gaming world, the revenue only goes up. It don't slow down.
Yeah. So where do you think, because there's a big convergence there, where do you think the music is in the game already? You are already involved in that, but Travis Scott, Marshmello, they come into Fortnite and they kind of take it to another level through those partnerships. Where do you think we're going to see a ton more of that? And what do you think, what else will there be in another 5 years? Because you've been a prognosticator from 2006. You saw some of this. Yeah. What else do you see happening that's going to just transcend what's going on even now?
Yeah, so one thing I would tell you, and you said 5 years from now, which is actually a good timeline. So one thing that I truly believe you will see is you're going to see a record company do an official deal with one of the streaming partners, whether it's Twitch, Facebook, whatever, but you're going to see that done. What I mean by that is, let's say Universal Music Group does a deal with Twitch. So every single song that comes from Universal, every gamer can use without worrying about copyright strikes or losing monetization or nothing. Everything is free reign for you to use. Every DJ, everything, no matter what it is. If you're on Twitch, you got the license to do whatever you want with these major songs that come from Universal. Okay. That's the deal that's going to change the entire gaming industry. And that's the deal that's going to change the entire music industry. I'm going to tell you why. So if you're familiar with Xbox Game Pass, right? Xbox Game Pass is more of a pay per hour. So they're not focused on sales like how we are traditionally, where you buy a game $60 and that's it. They're more focused on playtime, and they make money per your playtime. And your playtime, for example, if you buy a game, $60, right? But you don't play it that much, but you brought it, developers and companies want you to play the game. Period. Right. That's what they want. So Xbox Game Pass has a business model where the more you play, the more they get paid on the back end with the publishers that they work with, having those games on their Xbox Game Pass platform. Right. So when it comes to the music industry, the more gamers are playing games with that music attached to it, the more valuable the music become, because it's tied to something that's not just listening. It's tied to something that's all about playing. Yeah, so now the value of music goes through the roof, because people, it's over. It's over. So that's going to be one of the next big things within 5 years. The first company that does that deal, it's over.
Yeah, man. So it's over. You've got to be the one to talk to those guys. You got to make that happen, you know?
Yeah, I have. See, the problem is, the problem, all right. See, here's the issue with a lot of people, right? So let's say I told you, I'm like, yo, Tom, I'm going to, I want to make $100 million, right? But in order for me to make $100 million, I got to start out making like 100,000.
Sure.
A lot of people feel like this doesn't make any sense. Why would I start out losing money, or why would I start out not making as much money as I can? Everybody is trying to get everything at once out the gate. And that's the problem. Nobody has patience anymore. Nobody understands what a marathon is anymore. Everybody want they stuff right now so they can make those instant headlines, and now they blow up. You got to understand, man, like pride comes before the fall. And a lot of these companies, they have such a prideful nature about being number one that they don't realize that you will never be number one if in this area, if you don't understand the marathon within it. Right. And I think that's the issue right now. But it's going to take one. It only takes one. You only got to be right once.
Yep.
And when that happens, everybody's going to adjust. Look at Twitch. Look at Twitch and Mixer right now. Year over year, right? Facebook Gaming, shout out to Facebook, had a 238% increase in their business, right? Twitch had a great increase and YouTube had a great increase. Not as much as that, but had a great increase. Mixer had a 0.2% increase, yet they spent $15 million trying to get in Ninja, taking Ninja away from Twitch. This is just more proof that you can't buy your way to success.
Right.
Twitch helped build Ninja, and then Ninja leaves for money. So you know what that tells the audience that helped build you? Is that you don't care about us because the moment the dollar sign pop up, you out.
Right.
And look, you can't even grow 1% over a year. You can't even grow.
That's what their numbers are right now. Yeah. That's what their numbers are right now. Because there is some of that going on right now. But I mean, and I totally understand what you're saying. So, because you see that in free agency in sports, you see, players will move from one place to the next, but it hadn't really happened yet. So because it hadn't really happened, it looked like a sellout. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy. So I just think that in 5 years, that particular music deal is going to change the landscape of music and gaming. And that's going to become the norm where every record label, every music movement will have a gaming component to it by default. And in gaming, everything that's happening in gaming will have more layers for awareness, so that a lot of game developers that may not have the money to market properly, the relationships that these other forms of entertainment provide will allow more gaming companies to grow as well. So I think this is going to be a win-win for everyone, but it only takes one person to properly execute it. And once that happens, it's going to be a domino effect.
Yeah. And on the artist side, are you still producing a bunch of music? And are you creating those relationships yourself? Are you going to be the next Travis Scott?
Well, for me, it's so funny you say that. So before HipHopGamer, they used to call me Jackal Flares. They used to call me Jackal because I used to just rap. I always played my games and everything like that, but from a career standpoint, I wasn't looking at journalism. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was looking at, being an actual rap artist. So that used to be my main focus. Now it's one of those situations where, like, I'll make a song, get it in a game, potentially make a music video, and whatever happens, happens. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's not a goal of mine to be like this big music star, but can it happen? I believe so, because I believe I'm good and talented enough for it to happen. Right. So if it happens, it happens, but it's not something that I'm forcing like every day trying to get a deal. Like, you know what I mean? That's not me. But can it happen? Yes, because I'm good enough to make it happen. I think that's the realest answer I can say. Yeah.
But so you're passionate about a number of things then. You're passionate about the music side. Obviously, you're a passionate gamer. You're passionate about writing, and you're a journalist. What else are you doing?
All right, so one of the main things that I want to do is I'm a big fan of Jay Leno and Oprah and David Letterman and all of them. And what I want to do is I want to create the first ever hybrid talk show. Okay. So this hybrid talk show is based off my name, Hip Hop, Gamer. So if I'm not sure if you remember that old show back in the days, American Gladiators.
Of course,
yeah. So American Gladiators and like what The Rock got going on right now with the Titans show. Yeah. I wanted to have a show where it's a talk show and a game show, but it fuses physical action and your mental action. So I'll give you an example, right? Let's say you got an obstacle course, right? And it got like 10 stations. Like the first station, you like take a jump shot, right? Then the second station, you playing around a Street Fighter. And then the third station, you got to climb up something and get this thing, jump down, go through a slide. And then now you got to play a level of Donkey Kong. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's a hybrid. And then after you do all of that, we sit down and have a conversation about what you got going on. Yeah. So
who have you talked to about this? Who have you talked to about this?
Honestly, no one, man.
Oh, man. This could be huge with the Ultimate Gamer. This could be a great partnership.
Yeah, I haven't, man. And you know what? I think this would be great for what you building here, the Ultimate Gamer, because the whole idea of it is so in gaming, one of the things that people not gaming about is the lack of activity. You know what I'm saying? In terms of exercise and everything like that.
1,000,000%, man. That's probably the biggest issue to me right now. That's the biggest issue with the kids, is that with my kids, they're 14, 11, is that they sit down, they start gaming, and they can game for 5, 6, 8 hours. And then, and my kids are athletic, you know, but there's a lot of kids that aren't athletic. You got to get them doing something. So I love this concept.
You see, man, like, you know, I work out, man. This is what I do. So what I wanted to do was I want to create a scenario where my show is a hybrid that covers health and wellness, that talks about the things going on in the world, that highlights the person that I have. My show is all about positivity. Like, if you notice, I don't do gossip. Like, I don't. Like, there's enough outlets for gossip and negativities like that. My whole goal and everything that I do is how can my show, my platform, and you being on it be impactful and create some sort of a legacy for the guest that's on there. And the reason why is because, look, let's just keep it real. There's bad things that happen in the world and there's good things that happen in the world, but it's your choice to decide what you consume.
100%.
So I consume all the positive stuff. The negative stuff, I don't even got to look for it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be shown and revealed to me because it's designed that way. It's a society. But I consume all the good stuff and I give it back out because I'm all about, like I said, I put God first in everything that I do. So I don't ignore the negativity, but what I do is I take the negativity and I use myself as a funnel to try to produce something positive within that negative. So that's my whole goal. And with this particular show, that's what I want. That's what I want it to be. I want the Hip Hop Gamer Show to be an official hybrid where it's an obstacle course that leads you to the interview. And then when we sit down and talking and everything like that,
but very similar. So similar to like the Ninja Warrior in the sense where you'll have multiple. I love Ninja Warrior.
So Wipeout and all those shows. So I love all those shows. So it's a hybrid of that mixed with playing that game, leading all the way up to an interview. And then after the interview, every guest that's on my show, they get like a little hip hop gamer belt.
I love that belt. You don't happen to have that belt right by you, do you?
You know what I'm saying? I would have to go get it. I got that put up. You know what I'm saying? Because my son be around. I can't be, having nothing messed up. So I'll put it up a certain way. But it's in the bag.
Right.
Hoisted up.
Yeah,
but
man. It's awesome.
Yeah, and my belt has my grandmother and my son on it.
Oh,
you know
very
what I'm saying?
cool.
So it's like, man. But that's what I want to do. And if I could talk to the right people to get that greenlit, like I already have everything ready to go. I already know what I do.
So it's conceptual. You have a conceptual. I mean, you just shared as much as you needed to share, right? You just you totally, that's what you need to do. But you haven't really gone out there and talked to that many people about this concept specifically yet. Okay.
No.
Yeah, it's dynamite, man. It's dynamite. I'm telling you, it's already. I can see it's already happening.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk off camera.
Yes,
we're gonna talk on camera. We're gonna talk. You know what I'm saying? But that's how I operate with everything. One of the reasons why I always got so many things going on is because I'm trying to figure out who I can help. Like every day, I'm like, yo, like who can I help? And that keeps me involved in everybody's like movements.
Yep.
So whether you like, for example, Rihanna, she has her beauty, line, her Fenty line. You know how many girls that game that would love to, like, you know what I'm saying? But these are the things that if you don't have nobody internally on your team that understands these things, you're going to miss out. You're not going to know. So what I do is I analyze all this stuff. Thanks. Thanks, man. So what I do is I analyze all this stuff and put together a program. And then when I speak to them, I'm already ready. So all they got to do is be like, yes or no, because I already got you covered. Yep. So my level of research and like detail on so many things is different, bro. Like if you watch Michael Jordan's The Last Dance and you see how psychotic he is, like when it comes to just trying to win, bro, I get it, I understand it, and I'm the best at what I do. Not because I'm better than somebody else. I really work hard to be the best I can be, like daily, so no day is wasted.
Yeah. Well, and I think the energy and passion comes from the fact that you absolutely love what you do. And then because you love what you do in the gaming space, in the entertainment and music space, and then wanting to help people, it's easy to wake up in the morning and be extremely passionate about the day and what you can do to affect your own world and then everybody around you. For me, like I'm with you. Like I love the way that you just verbally shared that on this podcast because I think you just nailed it. But I don't even like to go to bed at night. There's only 24 hours in a day. I don't really, I know I need my rest. You need to have it so that you can have energy for this kind of discussion. But if I didn't have to, I wouldn't sleep. And I feel like you're that same way. Like you're so excited, enthusiastic.
You know what's so funny? Sorry to cut you off, but what's so funny that you said that is like, it's kind of like you feel like you're going to miss something when you're sleeping. Yeah. And I would have missed nothing. I'm here for it all. So that's I get you 100,000%, man. I love it. We got to work together, bro. I'm telling you that right now.
No, I already see like 2 or 3 things. But the last thing you said is I'm going to share that right after we get off our podcast. There's going to be some exciting. People are going to be like, oh my God, we got to get involved with this. So what else? What else? Because I know there's like a couple other things. We only got like 15, 20 more minutes. So I want to make sure that you get a chance to.
Okay.
Hey, so who's that? Who's coming in?
Oh, that's Rare Infamy. That's my girl, but she's also a gaming journalist as well. You gotta look her up, man. Okay. Rare Infamy, man. Word up. So here's what I would tell you, man. Yeah, this right here is real crazy. Like this is like one of the things that I feel like will like solidify entertainment, like period. So one of the things that I'm working on. And some of the other things that I'm thinking about is so I've been doing a lot of stuff with Facebook, right? I can't share the details on everything, but I've been doing a lot of stuff with Facebook. So here's what I would say so you can understand what I'm talking about, right? Like you see how you have everybody do a lot of game tournaments and stuff like that, and that's cool. But like I just want to see straight up battles like how you see in boxing. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about it like this, right? In the gaming industry, you have a lot of incredible players. Like, you got Sonic Fox. You got I think his name is Udom. He's a beast. You have my man Blaze. You got Smug. These are a lot of major fighting game
FGC guys. Okay.
FGC guys, right? But then, you have, the Overwatch guys, Call of Duty guys, like you got all these other teams. And it's incredible to see all these tournaments, right? But what I would love to do is to have like an official, like monthly, battle where Sonic Fox versus this person. And you come to see them fight. Like, it's not a tournament or nothing. You just come in to see battles.
It's just an event, a battle.
Yeah, it's an event. Yeah. There's battles. It's a fight card. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So one of the biggest things that I'm working on right now is like the ultimate merger of entertainment, like intertwined in a way that you've never seen. So just like how I spoke about my hybrid show that I want for my own like HipHopGamer show and stuff like that, the next thing that I'm doing, the reason why it's going to be so huge is because of the partners that I have involved, because they control the narrative. Like, there's 6 outlets in the world that control all of media. I have one of them.
Right.
And
that's like you said, all you need is one.
I have one of them. Right. And when that goes the way it's supposed to go, the whole landscape of gaming, the way people's going to look at it, the way people's going to involve it, everything is going to change the moment I get this off the ground. And a first taste of that is coming next month. Yes. Okay. So when I tell you I'm excited, everybody's gonna know about it. Trust. Everybody's gonna know about it. When it's matter of fact, when the promotions and when it's time to roll out, I'm gonna let you know. So let me know. Let me know a little earlier. Oh no, that's what I'm saying. Like earlier, but I'm gonna let you know so you know that it's coming, so you ready for it. But this right here, this is something. Oh, I can't wait, bro. It's gonna be so crazy. So that's one thing. That's another thing that I got going on. And that's important. And another thing I would tell to your audience is learn how to create your own opportunities. Like, too many people be like falling back thinking something gonna come to them. Learn how to create your own opportunities. Like, if you look, like right now, your joint is called the Ultimate Gamer. When we had our talk last week,
yep.
I got so many things that I already created for that you don't even know about.
Right.
Like, as soon as we got off the phone, I started working on my idea of what that concept should be, or could be.
Yep.
And you don't even know about it yet, but I already did it.
Yep.
So the point I'm trying to say is, when you got relationships like this and you could talk to people and you got access to them, figure out what they need. Like, how can you help them? Because then what happens is you're going to go talk to somebody and be like, yo, this is HipHopGamer dude. He's such and such and such. And it's amazing. And then the same person you spoke to be like, you know HipHopGamer too? Word? Oh, that's it. And then next thing you know, your name is just popping up in all these conversations that initially had nothing to do with you.
Right.
But you're always there. So the way I look at it is like this. When you're playing a video game, right, you got a save point. You got a save state when you're playing video games. So I try to be the save point in everybody's life. So even when we're not around one another, I'm still there in conversation. I'm still there in spirit. Yeah. So if I can be everywhere, yet still here, that's what matters most, because opportunity will find you because you created it for you to be discovered.
Right. Yeah, well, I think that the other thing you said, which is important, and I had a conversation with Herb May yesterday, and we talked about that, is when you come up and you have the ideation and it's there, then you have to act on it. Too many people don't act on it, right? You do have to have the conversation. You've got to share that conversation with people so they know what you're talking about, but then you have to make sure that you take the steps and you activate it, because if you don't, there's a lot of great ideas out there that nobody ever heard of. You actually have to do it. You have to fail. You have to fall down. You have to go forward, and then you learn from there. So you're doing that, man. You can tell you're doing that. And because you've been doing it now for like 10, 15 years. What did I see the other day? Oh, I just saw it was today. I don't know if you saw this, but Joe Rogan just signed a deal for $100 million.
$100 million with Spotify,
Yeah. And they said in the article, they said, listen, don't think that this was an overnight thing. This is like Joe Rogan's been doing this for the last 15 years.
Yeah.
Since like 2006 or something like that. So and he's done everything he's done. So that $100 million is not like something that just happened. He made that happen through all of the work that he's put in. And dude, I think, you've already done so much and you're affecting so many people from the first thing we started talking about with gamers and guidance, right?
Yeah, gaming and guidance. Yep.
Gaming and guidance, to what you're talking about now. There's big plans, and I'm very excited, man. Very excited for you. The one thing I can't do, and it's just, I don't know if it's, I didn't get enough sleep last night. Dude, I can't quite match your energy level, bro.
Yo, let me tell you something right now, man. And my girl tell you this too. It's so funny. But like, it could be like 8 in the morning or whatever, and I get a phone call, and like I'll jump out of bed like, yo, what's going on? Yo, what's popping, son? And I just love what I do, man. Like, I just love it. And one thing that I love so much about it is everything that I do brings me back to grandma.
Yeah.
Everything that I do here brings me back to my grandma. I remember, I'm going to tell y'all a true story real quick. So the first TV that I had that I was playing video games on, right? It was, it had a bullet hole in it. Real talk. My TV had something happened. I grew up in East New York, Brooklyn, all right? I grew up in the 80s. I'm 37 years old. Crack valves on the street corner. It was rough. I'll just leave it like that. I ain't trying to have no sob story. I'm just letting you know it's real. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I've seen those things that you hear about. I've lived and experienced some of these things. Right. So the thing is, it had a bullet hole in the TV, right? So when we was playing the game on this TV, like, I'm having so much fun with my grandma because she didn't make me play games to get out of her hair. My grandmother was a gamer. Like, she taught me how to play Pac-Man. She taught me how to play Mario. She showed me things, taught me things. It was amazing. So everything that ties to what I'm passionate about all relates to my grandma. So in my mind, I feel like when I'm doing anything, what my grandma gave me is what I want to give back to the world. And one of the things I would say within that is a quote, and it's called, "Character is your currency." See, we ain't have a lot, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not rich now, you know, but we ain't have a lot. But we understood not having a lot made me realize how much I actually had. That really mattered. And over the years, when I look back in hindsight, I understand now that who you are is more valuable than what you may have. I could get 10 pair of Jordans, but it don't equal up to the love that I have for my grandma, or, you know, just finding good things to do to give back to people. That's your character. That's the real value. Like real talk, bro. Being on this interview right now with you means so much to me because it lets me know that I'm worthy enough. I'm like, it's an honor. I'm valuable enough for you to say, hip hop, we need you on the show, bro, because of what you've done and what you accomplished. And that all stems from my grandma. Yeah. So when I say thank you for that, I genuinely love you for that, man. Thank you so much, because it means the world to me. And things that people take for granted, I don't take nothing for granted. I don't care. Yo, I'm a thankful person, bro, for real. So that's the biggest advice I could tell anyone in business and everything. Character is your currency.
Yeah, man. Listen, I don't think there's a better way to put a cap in this. I don't think there's a better way to end it. That's amazing. Listen, you said a lot of the things I want to say. I appreciate you. We didn't know each other 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, you know? I know. It's crazy.
Yeah. So now I feel like I know some of your story, but man, there's just so much. I can't wait your energy is contagious. Your knowledge is relentless. Your passion is just incredible. I want to do a lot of things with you, man. I appreciate you so much for being on the show, because, you know, telling your story and people out there in the gaming world that are sharing their stories with us, and that's all we are, right? We're just a conduit for those stories. It's just amazing. So I'm very grateful and thankful, and your time has been incredible, man. I'm gonna go take take a rest now. All right, I gotta get a little rest, because man, you crushed it. You know, the one thing that's fun for me is, you know, as I'm going through the process of doing these and making these and then editing them and we're producing them afterwards, is I know that I can go back now and listen to this like over and over and over again, because there's at least like probably 7 different segments in here where you just preached, man. You just preached knowledge, and there's a lot in this podcast, probably more than anybody else I've spoken to. There's one other gentleman that I spoke to that talked about completely different stuff, right? Just what he was doing. Darcy Lawrence, who Darcy's just like what they're doing right now through Torque eSports. If you haven't looked into them at all.
I know Torque.
Yeah, man. Some of the stuff that they're doing and New Engine Media is crazy.
Yeah, well, one thing that you'll learn about me, and I'm telling everybody too, like, I watch like everything to the best of my ability. When I mean I watch everything, yo, like, one of the best things that somebody that's up and coming can do is go to everybody's stream and comment. Talk to everybody, because you're going to have everybody mentioning your name on their streams because you're showing so much love and support. Or when it comes to LinkedIn, right? LinkedIn, only certain people can go live on LinkedIn. Yeah. Not everybody can go live on LinkedIn right now. So the highest level of people, like the Gary V's of the world and stuff like that, or my man Dr. Mark Williams, he's like, there's only a certain amount of people that can go live on LinkedIn. I go to all of them. You want to know why? Because it's not crowded. So you get a chance to be seen and be heard because it's not overly crowded. Right. And then you building crazy. Yo, bro, I'm an assassin when it comes to this, man. I'm a savage for real. Like, I just hope people, you said it earlier, people have ideas but don't act on them. What I'm saying right now, I pray that anybody that's listening act on it. Like, do these things, because you don't know who's watching. I don't care if you got 10 views or 100,000 views. It's all about who saw it. And based on who saw it could change your life. You understand? So go hard. That's it, B.
Yeah, that's a great last point too, because that's what can be frustrating and disheartening for people, right? Like right now we're just doing the podcast, but as soon as I put it out there, you want to see it go to 100,000, 2,000, 5,000, 100,000 views like that. It doesn't always happen, but it's just like, you know, before what we have now is this opportunity to share with such a global scale. Before it was like, if you were speaking to a room of 100 people, listen, if you only affect one of those 100 people, then you've done your job. You know,
that's it. Yo, when I tell you less is more in a lot of ways, like for example, right? If I know we gotta wrap this up. I'll just say that I promise I'll keep this to the last one. So I'm gonna tell you why less is more so important. A lot of people, like if they see somebody that blew up already, notice how when somebody is at their lowest, they get the most support, and then when they blow up and they at this point, a lot of people start hating on them.
Yeah,
because now they're so high, they're higher than you, the way society portrays it. So now you have a problem supporting this person because now you feel like they're better than you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because the way society try to frame things.
Yep. That's
when it becomes your responsibility to keep in contact with the people that help build you up in terms of replying to a message. Don't feel like you're too good for nothing. You know what I mean? But the most important thing in what I was going to say when it comes to less is more is because when you're doing big things and not a lot of people are seeing it, everybody wants to be a part of that story of your come up because they know where you're going based on what you're doing. Mm-hmm. So less is more in so many ways. So don't get discouraged by seeing 300 views or whatever. Because if those same 300 views, if you go into a room with 300 people, it's a lot of people.
Yeah, it is a lot of people.
That's a lot. Go to a room and you got 300 people to talk to. That's a lot of people. Yeah. Like, yo, don't ever downplay your craft and your creation because you too worried about competing with somebody else and what they're doing. We all got our own paths to walk. We all got our own crosses to bear. But the problem is too many people stop because they worry about what everybody else is doing. Keep going. Keep going because the blessing is going to come the more you go seek it. Let's go.
Let's go, man. Hip hop. Thank you, bro.
Thanks, man. No problem, awesome. T. God bless. I'm going to talk to you later, man. One love.
I'd like to thank Hip Hop for sharing his time, experience, and knowledge with us today. I was spent after this pod and I didn't even do anything. He was so insightful, on point, and dynamic that I felt like I was just along for the ride. There must be at least a half dozen gems in this episode that can apply to so much more than gaming and esports. I just replay the whole episode, or you can also find timestamp segments of the show, links to Hip Hop's social pages, and more information about his company, projects, and media in the show notes. If you enjoyed our discussion, please let us know. Continue the conversation with me across all social platforms and become a part of the Ultimate Gamer community today by subscribing at ultimategamer.com. We release new shows every day of the week, Monday through Friday, so be the first to join us for some outstanding upcoming guests and or dive back into the library of previous Level Up pods to hear from some of the most brilliant minds in the space. Experts like VP of Partnerships at Complexity Gaming, Ashley Chalk, CEO of Skillshot Media, Todd Harris, and Chief Vision Officer at Heitner Legal, Darren Heitner, just to name a few. You can find all of these episodes and more on the Ultimate Gamer website, on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your pods. And finally, please like, rate, and review the show. It helps us reach the gaming community to spread the word and share the wisdom of our guests as well as some of the most thought-provoking stories in the industry. Shout out, as always, to the Ultimate Gamer. I look forward to being with you on the next Level Up podcast.